Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is Denzamos, and you're welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empathy. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse, I talk about spirituality, and I talk about personal and self-development. And if any of that resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us, give us a like, share the video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back. And I thank you for your love and support. Now, this may be a video that is not for everyone. So it's a video which is going to relate very much to probably the men who are actually leaving narcissistic partners behind, and you guys have got children with them. If you're a woman who has got away from a narcissist and you don't have any kids involved, you're the winner. So you're going out there to work on yourself. You have nothing to worry about. You don't have to worry about what's going on with the children. You don't have to have sleepless nights because of the children. So you're going out there to work on yourself. Of course, it's going to be a journey, but this is a journey you're supposed to take. It's part of the process. But then sometimes there's scenarios, like for example, in my own case, when you're actually leaving your children behind with a narcissist. Now you see, most of the times you are not leaving these children because you do not love them. There are some things which are supposed to be done, and you're supposed to sacrifice that time and energy to heal. Only one thing you're supposed to put in your mind, at the back of your mind, you have to know that the narcissist does not love these children. Those individuals, they can always walk away and leave their children, and they'll never see their children again. So they do not care about the children or everything like that. But sometimes it can be a case whereby you have left these individuals and they have got your children with you, with them, in that for that matter. So in this case, what usually happen is that now you are going to remember that by this time of the discard, you have already been damaged. So you're a damaged person at this moment. You have been very much so intoxicated by this particular individual. And then you have this narcissist that you're leaving behind, who is the woman, that is very toxic and very dysfunctional. So the situation is very tricky in this area. So because your healing sometimes is going to be delayed by the thoughts of your children that you're leaving behind. You're worried about them. What are they doing? How are they being treated? And all those other little details that follow. There is one thing I've got to share with you, ladies and gentlemen. When you have got two intoxicated parents who are living together in unity, in a marriage or whatever relationship, you have got to know that actually in that relationship, the children are not safe in any way. So now you have got to a dysfunctional parent and a dysfunctional mother and an intoxicated father who are actually raising these children in that home. So in most of the cases, these children, I can guarantee you, they're not being raised in a healthy home. So most of the times, there's nobody actually to help them and to save them. So there is negative energy all around this area, all around this home, and these children can never be able to grow up and to become those children you want them to be. So you need to understand that this breakup, this discard, what is happening at this moment, it is supposed to happen because if children are going to feed on, because remember that these children, they are relying on your energy. They have, of course, as well relied on the mother's energy, who is the narcissist in this time, the dysfunctional one. But at the same time, they're also relying and depending on your energy. But you have also been too intoxicated to give them that beautiful energy that they actually need. You know what I mean? So in this case, what I'm talking about is that you're supposed to know that you're going to make a sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice to go out there and heal. Because you see, if you continue this entanglement and this relationship and you continue in that kind of a very toxic cycle, the children are going to catch up with that cycle. And most of the times, you're also even sometimes going to end up having narcissistic children at some point in time. And you do not want to do that for your children. You do not want to do that to your family. So you do not want to hurt your children to that degree. So when you're leaving these individuals behind, you have got to put always something in the back of your mind that the children, there has got to be a healthy parent for them to thrive. Yes, there will be sometimes a dysfunctional parent. They could be a mother or something like that. But the children also have got to have a healthy father on their side. Because remember that the more you heal, you start to vibrate high. You will start to vibrate higher, and you will start to be in a better position mentally, physically, spiritually. You know what I mean? So most of the times, the children, as long as you keep on, of course, engaging, because of course you will have always these regular visits and everything. You will have some time off with the children and everything. The children, you're supposed to show them an image of a healed person. So you're supposed to show them the image that they're supposed to see. Because at home they have got that image that they must see, because they must always usually see their parent on a daily basis. But should you have a chance to meet your children, you're supposed to give them that image that they are supposed to see. Because if your children are going to engage you when you're intoxicated, remember that they're also going to be tapping into your energy on a daily basis. Remember, you're hugging them, you're talking to them, you're spending a lot of time with them, you're doing all these beautiful things with them. But remember that if you're intoxicated, the children are not going to heal. So the children are always going to be intoxicated as you are, or as their mother is. So the healing, what you're doing it both for you yourself, and you're also doing it for your children, because these children, they are very young souls, very young, beautiful souls, innocent souls. So they have got nothing to do with this, and they have got nothing to do with narcissism. They do not even know what narcissism is. They do not even actually know that their parents is a narcissist. And the first mistake you shouldn't ever do, never ever sit down with your children and start telling them that their parent is a narcissist. Don't do that. It is very important, ladies and gentlemen, these children cannot process this information at that age. So do not sit down with your children. Sometimes you may have children who are already talking to you, and they can run up and down there in school, things like that. Unless a child is mature enough, let's say, for example, the child is over 18, 20 or something, you may start bringing in this information at a certain point in time. But if you have got young children, they are 5 years, 6 years, I don't know, 7 years, maybe even 10, 9 or whatever, do not make a mistake of telling your children that their mother is a narcissist. That thing is going to break down your children emotionally. They may start to get into the details of this whole thing, and they may actually not process it the same way that you processed it at the same time. Because even for starters, you yourself, it was very difficult for you to process this information that actually have been dealing with the narcissistic mother of your children. Now, what you need to understand is that when you're discarded by the narcissist and you guys have separated or whatever, they have gone around and moved in with a new supply, let it be. Don't fight with it. Let it be. Okay? Allow this thing to happen, because this thing is supposed to happen by nature. By default, it's supposed to happen. Like that is the way it's supposed to happen. You're supposed to be discarded by these individuals. That is the only way you're going to get your freedom. Do not hang on to very toxic relationships because of children. Do not allow a woman to break you down, manipulate you, and abuse you in front of your children. That thing is going to affect your children psychologically. So you are supposed to get away. Now, when you get away, what happens is that now you're starting to heal. You're doing it, you're putting in the work, you're doing the work on yourself, you're healing. So the more you heal, you're going to get into a good vibration, whereby now, the moment you start engaging with your children, you're going to engage your children in a very healthy way. And it is always happening like that, whereby your children are always continuously going to be tapping into your energy. It is your energy that the children are now relying on, because remember that the energy at the home is already toxic enough. So you're supposed to be the healthy person who is going to grant your children that environment for them to feel better, because they are continuously tapping into your energy. Because remember that these young, beautiful souls, innocent souls, they rely on the energy of the parents, whether it is just being around them or whether sometimes it's just talking to them or doing these beautiful things for them. So, but remember that you have got a dysfunctional parent who is incapable of taking care of those children in a healthy way. If things are out of hand, and you know that, okay, so for example, the things out of hand is like, for example, you're sensing danger that may actually sometimes danger occur to your children, then you may actually have to go to the local authorities. There can be child services or things like that, and let them know about the situation, that actually there is a threat to your children at home. So in that way, there can be some kind of an arrangement. But what I know from experience is that usually at the end of those entanglements, the men, they are broken so hard enough that sometimes their mental health is at stake. They're not doing well mentally, emotionally, and most of the cases they're not even doing well financially, because these narcissists, they will usually crumble your finances on purpose, because they know that when you're doing well financially, you're going to go out there and you'll be able to take care of yourself. You don't even need them. So the first thing what they do, they're going to crumble your finances, so that when you guys are separating, you're not going to be able to take care of yourself. You're not in good position to take care of yourself. So what you're now going to do when you're out there on your healing journey, you are actually sorting out with your finances. Maybe it's a job you want to do, or something you want to start up, or whatever, business or things like that. You have got to get yourself in a very good financial state whereby you're able actually to not only be there for your children, but actually to spend a very good time of the week with your children. So you guys are going to share these responsibilities together with the narcissist. If they cannot do that, they don't have a right to do that. So you're allowed to go to the authorities and let them know about this. And actually, you're supposed to be granted access to your children at least half of the week. So you guys are supposed to co-parent together. It is going to be very difficult. Most of the times, as a co-parent, you're continuously going to meet challenges whereby the narcissist is going to be triggering you. Sometimes they're going to use these children as a bait. They're going to actually use these children against you. Do not worry about that. The only thing you need to worry about in this case is your healing process. Go out there and heal. Work on yourself emotionally, mentally, spiritually, even financially. Make sure that you take care of your finances, because there will come a time, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. If your children have been left behind by a dysfunctional parent, a mother, you had best believe your role is going to come into play at some point. You are going to be needed, very much needed at some point in time, because a time is going to come where things are going to get out of hand, and you're going to be the only healthy parent that the children are going to rely on. So go out there and do it for yourself, number one, and for your children. The narcissist may collapse. We all know these people are dysfunctional. They may actually do something at their home and they may just fall down and collapse. You don't know that. Anything can happen with the narcissist. Anything, what you believe, the most dangerous things can happen to this narcissist. They may even sometimes get involved with a very toxic new supply, and this new supply may even cause them harm. And you're the only person who's going to be responsible for taking care of your children. So remember that you're preparing for the worst. Your healing, you're going out there to heal, is putting you in good position whereby you're going to be able to carefully and responsibly take care of your children as a healthy individual. So whenever you engage your children, you show them that side that they're not familiar to, because remember that they've been used to you being around the house, daddy mommy thing, you know what I mean, those kind of stuff. But now you're out of the house. Go out there and work on yourself. Do everything. Men, listen to me, men. Go out there. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. I understand it's going to be very difficult, but go out there and work on yourself. Those children are going to rely and are going to depend on your energy. It is your energy that is going to give them a meaning to life, a real healthy meaning to life. It is your energy that they're going to depend on when you're out there, because whenever they meet you, they're going to see two opposite sides of the spectrum. Go out there and work on yourself. Become that empath that you should be. So there will be usually these conflicts whereby sometimes the children may go home, there's a dysfunctional mother, sometimes they are coming to you, they're meeting a healthy parent. Allow yourself to be the healthy parent that they want to see. Those children, they're going to know the difference between toxicity and healthy people. They are going to start realizing that actually there's probably some other things, so many things they don't like about their mother, because now you're showing them the beautiful side. Because remember that when the two of you was together in that house, they were only seeing toxicity around them. Abuse, shouting, fighting, arguments, and all these kind of things. But now they are coming to you to meet you and to spend time with you, and they're meeting a healthy parent. That is the example you want to lead as a father. So the healing we're talking about, you're understanding that you are healing for the sake of your children. You are doing it for your children, for yourself and for your children. Do not worry about what the narcissist. Don't worry about the narcissist. Don't worry who they are dating, what they are doing with themselves, where they're going on holidays. Don't worry about them. The only thing you need to focus is your children. Go out there, heal. Your children are going to tap into that energy of a very healed individual, and they're going to feel the difference, because remember that whenever they're around you, you're also healing them. So if you're a person who was healed after narcissistic abuse, you have left children behind with your wife or ex-wife or things like that, Remember to spend a beautiful moment with your children. Tell them the things they need to know. Show them the things they need to see. Give them a very beautiful, long, warm hug and comfort them and assure them that you're there for them, no matter what. Because these are some things that they are going to have to be forced to understand at some point in time, that actually at some point they were involved with a very dysfunctional mother. So you guys had to go away and leave their mothers behind because they were dysfunctional. You couldn't carry on with that relationship. They are going to understand these things, but allow them in that tender age to tap into your energy of a healed empath and let them feel the other side of life that they do not normally see at home when they're with their mothers or things like that. And of course, like I've said, take care of your finances. At some point, you're going to be able to actually get yourself in a good position whereby you can now actually spend half of the time with those kids and half of the time they will be with their mother, because they also need both of the parents to thrive and to survive. They need to see both of their parents at some point. But be the healthy parent. Do not be the intoxicated parent. Go out there, heal, and become the healthy parent. And with time, things are going to come into place. Things are going to fall into place, and you're going to be able to raise very beautiful, healthy children at some point. So when the narcissist goes down at some point, because we all know that these guys are going to self-destruct. We know that there will come a time whereby they're going to crumble and fall to the ground, and they're going to self-destruct. You know what I mean? When that time happens, just pick up your children and take them and take your children with you, and let the narcissist self-destruct on their own without your children. Take the children with you. When you see things are going west, pick up your children and go and take care of your children yourself. There's nothing wrong with being a single father. You can always take care of your children as a healed individual, and you can always take care of your children and show them the love that they're supposed to see. Let them see the opposite side of life, and do not allow them to continuously the entire week, the entire month, and engage as much as you can. Ladies and gentlemen, any small time you have, it's a free time. It's time for you. Go and pick up your children and spend time with your children. Make sure that the children, they continuously engage with your energy. Those children are going to actually feel that energy, and they're going to tap into that energy. And it is what is going to heal them. Because the narcissist is intoxicating you and intoxicating the children at the same time. So you cannot continuously be in that kind of an environment whereby the whole family is intoxicated. If you're not going to raise healthy, beautiful children, go out there, heal, stay in contact with the children, do the regular visits, and those children, you're going to be able to show them the real love that they're supposed to see, even supposed to feel, for that matter. So let me know what you think about this video, ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section below. You always know that I love and appreciate your support. This video has been a bit concerning families and children and things like that, because a lot of times you have people who are running away or who are being discarded and things like that. They're leaving children behind. But the children, the narcissist you're dealing with, these people, they do not have any empathy for the children. So for them, they're using children as objects, as bait, as objects, as collateral, things like that. So sometimes they're using these children as just simply mere objects, because that's how they view people. So you understand that everything you're doing, leaving the children behind, you're not doing this thing because you don't love your children. You're doing it because you have got to go out there, you have got to heal. You are the only person who is able to heal in this relationship. You go out there and you heal for yourself and for your children. So let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. I always love and appreciate your support. You can always book a session with me, ladies and gentlemen, or you may donate or support to my channel if you want to. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. There's almost signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.